All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAHSHI'S, YAHWAHSHI'S, Kadash. Double honors to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. Sincerity. And what I have, well, there's not really going to. It's really the brothers video where, as you can clearly see here, Remnant Saved 144. He posted this video, says we are close. And also a great shalom to this brother for pushing his truth, pushing in his truth diligently. So, the brother's right. We are close. The more that he keep pushing this thing about war, because this is basically what this video is going to, how this place wants to defend Israel and all this other stuff. These people are gearing up for war, and this is what we want. We want all these prophecies to come true, and that's why we wait patiently. But this probably not going to be a long video, just something to go into. But I'm going to play this clip.
In the midst of uncertainty and turmoil, America's support for Israel's security must be rock solid. And as Iran continues to launch ballistic missiles, while it arms and funds its terrorist proxy Hezbollah, we must stand with Israel. As Hamas maintains its control of Gaza and fires rockets across Israel's southern border, we must stand with Israel. And as ISIS and civil war in Syria destabilize the region, displacing millions and threatening shared security interests, we must support all those affected by ongoing violence and terror, and we must stand with Israel. Our defense relationship is critical to both nations, which is why I support the United States' commitment to provide Israel with $38 billion in military assistance over the next decade. It is why I support full funding for Israel, including for the Arrow, David Sling, and the Iron Dome missile defense systems, which save lives. And that's why I am fully committing to maintaining Israel's qualitative military edge.
So, there you have it. You notice how she kept repeating Israel, which I believe was 7 times, which is the number of completion. Because why would she need to say Israel so many times if she was always talking about that one Israel in the first place? One time was enough to say it. But for her to say that 7 times, we know that we are close. They are gearing up for war. They are ready. So I even got the scripture right here. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 7. It says a time to rend and a time to sue. Or to sow. I'm pretty sure it's sue. So let's go into that word rend. And this is in the blue letter, mind you. It says to tear in pieces. To tear away out. To tear, rend asunder. So it's saying to a time to rip or tear. Let's go into that word sue. To sow, Salakia. To sow, or to sue together, or to sew together, really. So a time to rip apart and a time to sew together. And it makes sense because as you keep going along, it says a time to keep silent and a time to speak. So we are in that perfect balance of when it's time to speak and when it's time to keep silent. But people was in a time of silence. Now they're coming in a time to speaking because now people are upset about everything that's going on. For once in a while before this truth came out, it was a time of silence. But when this truth came out, it was a time to speak. But now in a time, but this place was in a time of sewing together or sewing together, and now it's at a time of ripping each other apart. So it says a time to love. So like it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So we was once, even though in this society it was always hate in war, but for the average person, even before many brothers woke up to this truth, it was a time of love and peace. Now we're in a time of hate and war, because now guess what? The whole earth is angry. The whole all these great leaders that mad at each other, or specifically mad at this place primarily, because now we've been unveiling, telling everybody that this place has been going on in wars for a long time. Not just World War One and Two, but other wars. And now the average citizens actually have a war within their own cities or kingdoms. Because guess what? No one's happy. Guess what? You got the gas price going up. I'm sorry, let's jump back before. You had all these riots when the virus broke out. You had BLM and all this other stuff. It was causing riots there. People shooting each other. We are seeing all these things availed in front of us, because you go back 10 years, 15 years even. I'm talking about just for average citizen. You wouldn't hear any of this stuff going on. You may hear, you hear another jit getting shot, but now it's a free for all here. People robbing people in the daytime now. People don't care about each other. There's no self-respect there's no respect with anybody. Technically never was. But then you go into the military aspect. Now you got Israel against Gaza. You got Russia against Ukraine. I'm sorry, not Ukraine. Against Ukraine, Slovakia. Then you had America against Afghanistan. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And this started picking up fairly quick over about 2 years now? Yeah, about 2 years, maybe 3, if that. And no one's happy. Yeah, and I would say it again. Gas prices are going up, which causes everything else to go up. Now I'm hearing riots in places that never even had riots before. So that definitely tells you something. But this is the time of hate and war. And the average person is seeing it now. Everybody's pissed off. It is downright funny, because we've been telling it. We've been telling people for how long y'all been in peace and love. Because even going with that peace and love was when, with the whole Christianity thing was going into. That's a different topic. But this Christianity has kept people in a quote unquote love and peace state behind because of Esau. And now that shit's not working no more, people are seeing this stuff. People are starting to see that no matter that this church tells you that peace and love shit, outside that place, no one's loving each other. Hell, you don't even when you go inside the church, you don't even love each other. You just say that shit just because you're there. But the Lord is stirring up all sorts of things. And with this video that the brothers has posted, they are ready for war. We are close. We are close in that war. This is Joel 3:2. It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat or Yahashaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So when he says plead, like you plead your case, it's not plead. He's not telling them to please return my people. He's not going to tell them that. No, he says I will plead with them, meaning I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to destroy all this stuff. It's just that simple. The Lord has set up the script, and we're at the closing end of the movie. We're getting to the best part where they're starting to clash amongst each other, just to be gathered to one big spot, and bam, it's all over there. It's all over. We're just waiting for that one spark, because we're seeing the gas, we're seeing the fumes. It's getting real toxic, but we're just waiting on that one spark to set off the explosion, and everybody's gonna be raging. But that's all we're waiting for. But that's why the brother's right on this. We are close. We're very, very close. Probably even closer than we even really think. Because the way things has been popping, it's been back to back. But that's why we remain faithful and humble in this truth, because the Lord has given us the spirit to see these things. The Lord has given us the spirit to go out and tell what is to happen, as it has happened before. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go into that. So Lord willing, this is a little edifying. And with that, shalom.